Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. Now, because of you all, when I say you all, the community, the D&D community in general, asking questions, at being concerned. Last time with 5e, they didn't think anybody on the consumer side cared about the open game license. That's why we didn't get one for 15 months for 5e. Now we're being told what to expect. And I find a lot of it very interesting. Some of it's a little concerning, but I think it's better than the alternative. So let's dive into this. OGLs, SRDs, and one D&D. This was about 4 hours ago, so I'm guessing it was released around noon, 1 o'clock Eastern time. We love the interest and passion of the community has for D&D. That means the community is the reason why they felt they had to bring this up. They had to explain what's going on, and it may have forced their hand a little bit early. We love D&D too, so when we see the D&D community concerned by rumors and misunderstandings, so they're not saying it's rumors and misunderstandings, and it's not saying necessarily that everything that you were thinking about was wrong, but now they're going to clarify. We want to clear the air and share the facts with you, even if it's a bit earlier than our original plan. You all matter to us, and we want to provide transparency on how D&D will continue supporting third-party creators. Okay, so here are the facts. Will one D&D include an SRD be covered by an OGL? Yes. But hold on. First, we're designing one D&D with 5th edition backwards compatibility, so all existing creator content is compatible with 5th edition, will also be compatible with one D&D. Okay. Second, we will update the SRD for one D&D as we complete its development that is informed by the results of playtests that we're conducting with hundreds of thousands of D&D players now. But will the OGL terms change? Yes, we will release version 1.1 of the OGL in early 2023. Okay. So now, if you already published under a prior version of the OGL, my understanding is your stuff is covered under the prior OGL. And you don't have to opt in to this new OGL, and it really is an opt-in. You'll see that in a little bit. The OGL needs an update to ensure that it keeps doing what it was intended to do, allow the D&D community's independent creators to build and play and grow the game we all love, without allowing things like third parties to mint D&D NFTs. That's something that never occurred to me could be an issue, but now, okay. And large businesses to exploit our intellectual property. Okay. So, what's changing? First, we're making sure that OGL 1.1 is clear about what it covers and what it doesn't. OGL 1.1 makes clear it only covers material created for use in or as tabletop RPGs. And those materials are only ever permitted as printed media or static electronic files like EPUBs and PDFs. So, and this is one I've seen a few videos on this. I don't think this has been covered, but I had released stuff for Swords and Wizardry on my blog. That's not a static electronic file. That was, I can go in and change a blog post, obviously, but the content was released under a prior OGL. I don't think I need to change what I do if I want to produce content for Swords and Wizardry, but if I wanted to produce content for one D&D, I couldn't share it on my blog and release it under the OGL because that's not a static electronic file. Other types of content, like video and video games, are only possible through the Wizards of the Coast fan content policy or a custom agreement to us. Now, videos. There's a lot of videos out there, right, that are using 5e. If they were going to use one D&D at their game table, would they have to then get a specific license? a custom agreement. That's what it sounds like. It's like, yeah, you can have your one D&D, but if you're gonna do a video on it, and I'm not worried about the video game aspect, but videos, the real play, the Mercer effect, all that stuff. If they're going to make money off it, you're going to need a custom agreement. Interesting. To clarify, outside of printed media and static electronic files, the OGL doesn't cover it. So again, you can't release one D&D stuff on your blog unless you're not releasing it on your blog. You're just releasing the files on your blog. Interesting. Will this affect the D&D content and services players use today? It shouldn't. The top VTT platforms already have custom agreements with Wizards to do what they do. Interesting. Okay. D&D merchandise, like minis and novels, were never intended to be part of the OGL 1.1. And OGL 1.1 won't change that. Creators wishing to leverage D&D for those forms of expression will need, as they have always needed, custom agreements with us. Okay. Second, we're updating the OGL to offer different terms to creators who choose. Now, this is where the OGL gets. This is no longer the OGL that you were used to. We are changing the terms basically, or you're going to offer different terms to creators who choose to make free, share-alike content, and creators who want to sell their product. What does this mean for you as a creator? If you're making share-alike content, very little is going to change from what you're already used to. If you're making commercial content, relatively little is going to change for most creators. For most of you who are selling custom content, here are the new things you'll need to do. 1, accept the terms, the license terms, and let us know what you're offering for sale. Before, the OGL was like, yep, I accept this license because I'm preparing a product with it. I'm running an adventure using the OGL and the SRD. Boom. No. Now you have to go to a website. You're going to have to opt in. So basically, you're signing a contract. You have to let them know what you're offering for sale. And if you are making more than $50,000 in a year, you'll need to report your open game license related revenue annually. And you'll need to include a creator product badge on your work. I'm guessing they're going to have like an OGL or a D&D 1 badge. I don't know. Something like that. It reminds me a little bit of the D20 system license. There's something... They're going to provide more facts. When we roll out OGL 1.1, we will also provide explanatory videos, facts, and a web portal for registration to make navigating these requirements as easy and intuitive as possible. So to say that nothing's changed, however, we're actually going to have help available to creators to navigate the new process means that they're expecting to get a lot of use out of this. And they're expecting it's going to require manpower on their end to man it. Now, this is interesting. For those of you who are Troll Lord Games, Frog God Games, Kobold Press, a lot of the big Kickstarters, this is for you. Okay, like Sly Flourish, this is for you. For the fewer than 20 creators worldwide who make more than $750,000 in income in a year. By the way, and this is where wording is everything. They're not saying under the OGL, but in any case, those who make more than $750,000 in income in a year, we will add a royalty starting in 2024. So even for the creators making significant money selling D&D supplements and games, no royalties will be due for 2023 because one D&D won't even be out in 2023, right? 2024. And all revenue below $750,000 in future years will be royalty free. We knew there was a point where they were going to want to get some of that cash that they weren't getting. Now it's saying revenue. It's not saying gross or net. That's going to be interesting. It's like another tax, you're going to have to pay. Bottom line, the OGL is not going away, but it is significantly changing. It's not like the minor change in the OGL that we saw going from the 3x OGL to the 5.0 OGL. You will be able to create new D&D content, publish it anywhere, and game with your friends and followers in all the ways that make the gaming community so great. The thousands of creators publishing across Kickstarter, DMs Guild, and more are a critical part of the D&D experience, and we'll continue to support and encourage them to do that through One D&D and beyond. This, of course, is on the D&D Beyond website, so that's a little pun there. But I'm sure they're going to encourage you to publish through Beyond D&D. I strongly suspect that's coming. So this is interesting, though. So is it as bad as no OGL? Of course not. Is it a new OGL? Certainly. Is there stuff that needs a lot more explanation? Definitely. As somebody who occasionally publishes under the prior OGL for Swords and Wizardry and for the OSR, does this affect me? I don't think it does, because you can't revoke the old OGLs, but time will tell, right? We shall see. And my question is, if you opt into this, are you now opting in, and does this OGL now apply for whatever future products that you might work on? That's a question. That I'd like to see in the facts. But I'd like to hear your feedback on this and whether or not this, again, if this starts retroactively applying to the OSR, that could be an issue. Is it as bad as a lot of us feared? No. Is that probably because, or possibly because, people spoke up, gave their opinions, spoke about their fears, gave feedback? Certainly. Is this something that looks like a bit of a compromise, maybe within the company? Could be. I'll have to put my ears out and listen. This is new news. So, on that note, folks, there's a live stream tonight. I'm recording this at 4:55. Live stream at 8 o'clock. Myself, Bad Mike. I don't know if I have a special guest or not, but hey, well, I'm sure this will be a huge part of the topic, right? Folks, we're still in the midst of the what? The endemic. It's still out there. Use your common sense. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. And I will be back again in a few hours. Catch you later.